everyone. Today I'll be reviewing this brand new series just dropped on Netflix called Radioactive Emergency. And this series, it is from Brazil. And this is a very interesting series. And in this series, we see in 1987 in Brazil, one of the city, we see all these people who like kind of like a scavenger hunter. They take scrap pieces and they sell it to the dealer. So one of these two guy, when they picks up this, like they goes to this abandoned hospital, and where they pick up this radioactive machine, like parts of it was there, and they basically picks it up and they sell it to the dealer. And he has no idea that this is a radioactive part of the machine. So of course, when he sell it to the dealer, and we see the dealer's wife, she gets really sick, and then she takes this equipment to the hospital, and she asks them to like dispose this thing and everything. So when she goes to the hospital and she asks them, this machine, they don't know it's a piece of machine, but they're like, she's asking them, this piece of junk is making me sick. People all around it also is getting sick. So she basically asked them to like recycle it or something. So from there we see that she get, oh wow, extremely sick in this series. And like when she give this thing to the doctor, the doctor, they basically try to research and they find out, oh wow, this the metal piece actually came from this abandoned hospital, and one of the nuclear this machine was broken there and it was left behind, and from there everyone is getting infected. So I thought this show's concept is actually quite interesting. This series, it is based on a real event that makes it even more tragic. So I was personally quite invested in the story. I was watching because these people are getting really really sick, and the guy who is this guy, I think he lives in Rio, so he comes back to visit his father, and he's this I think he's a radioactive professor or something. Like he's a specialist in that field, and this guy, when he finds out this radioactive thing is there, and of course he tried to help them. So I did like his character a lot. We see like his wife is pregnant, and his dad wants him to move back to this small town, but he doesn't want to live there. He wants to live to Rio, and he wants to find a job in his field, which is understandable. Same time, he doesn't want to make his dad unhappy. So his character I did like because he's the main guy who gets the audience invested. Also, there is some doctor and some other people, like the specialist people. So I did like all the doctors, they're trying to save people and everything, and they see what is this radioactive thing is doing to the people. So I did like all the doctor's character. However, though, in this series you do meet also all this politician, this politician, as always, they're the scumbag here. Unfortunately, they don't want to call this disaster out. They're like, oh, I don't want to panic people and blah blah. And we see as the show goes on, everyday people, they don't believe in this disaster because they don't know what is going on or what is it about. So the show does spends a lot of its time on the population. They don't really believe this disaster is going to happen and everything. So all the politician character, you really don't like them because that's how they are. They're the bad guy, I guess. Not like full bad guy by any mean, but like they don't want to do what is right. So it's they're, I think, very realistic. Although I was really annoyed by them, but that's how they are. So however, though, the biggest person in this, I feel like when I was watching this series, like this guy, especially he is the owner of this dealership. Like he's the person who bought this machine, and his wife, we see through the series, she's really getting sick and everything. And this guy, I would say, he's the main bad guy for this show, because like, come on, man, you are seeing everyone is getting sick, and like he still doesn't want to give them any information or any backstory or nothing. That made his character very very bad and very unethical. You know what? That was the point of it. But I found him to be the bad guy in this show, which was like, oh wow, he's really that, like this guy. You know, he sees his wife is so sick. Everybody around you is getting sick. Still, you don't want to give out the information. Like what? But anyway, end of this series, he does also get sick. So you know, overall, I did like this series. I thought it was very interesting, and overall, the urgency, you know, this because this show is end of the day, it is about emergency, you know, like, and this show really captured that emergency feel to it. Like when you watch it, you really feel that, you know, these people are dying and everything. You feel the emergency. So I will say, what is the show is about? It's really capture the feel for the audience. Like you really feel it. However, though, it does have some plot holes. Like I was thinking, like how come this, like this radioactive piece of machine was there? Like why was not like people who are getting more sick or something? Although like I guess like he got it out from there and it like spread out quick. It is the reason, I suppose. And I also felt like it was the way it was the spreading the sickness. It was kind of like a wow, it was really very quick. Although it might be that's how it is because that machine is so powerful. So there's some stuff, you know, when you are watching, you are just like, oh wow. But I would say what is the show is the best, or should I say best part is all the characters. I personally, as I said, I did like the main guy, and even the wife, like this dealer's wife, she's also very likable. You know, this lady, she was trying to do what is right and everything, although she put this machine in a plastic bag and these people, they're gonna throw this bag into the river. I was like, oh wow, into the river means like million that. So that made me very nervous, but like, you know, they did stop it. So I was like, oh wow. Also the show actually looks really great. I thought overall the set design and the production is really quite good. I can tell this is very well made show. Honestly, I personally did like it. I really like the story. This show did lot of time, you know, it was talking about Chernobyl. So I have not seen Chernobyl. I should see it. It's on HBO. You know, is this like he was saying? It's not as dangerous as Chernobyl. A lot of time this show was, you know, referencing Chernobyl, and I was like, oh wow, I have to see Chernobyl at once. Like I felt like the show was advertising for Chernobyl show, which is from HBO. That was very interesting. But overall, though, I did like this show. I really like how it felt overall, very well made, and I'm glad I checked it out. Very important story, and that was my thought on this. Let me know in the comment, what do you think about this series? If you enjoyed this review, don't check other reviews on other Brazilian show. If you enjoy this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.